Here's the deal. Food is fuel. When it comes to being fit, when it comes to peak performance, your diet, your nutrition, the stuff that you consume, how you fuel your body, it's a huge part of the puzzle. And you have to pay attention to it. You can't outwork a bad diet. Just plain and simple. Really, when it comes to fitness, I've done it all. A big part of my platform is eating real food. 90% of the food you eat needs to be non-processed. You need to be able to pluck it from a tree, you need to be able to get it from a garden, or you need to be able to kill it. So basically, we're looking at meat, vegetables, seeds, nuts, things like that. You know why most people make a bad food choice? They get hungry and they eat something they shouldn't eat. You ever have those days where you're starving and you come home and it's a choice between actually making a good home-cooked meal or just ripping open a bag of Doritos? You're going to make a bad choice. You're going to rip open the bag of Doritos. So by eating frequently throughout the day and eating healthy food, it's going to not put you in that hunger spot where you're just tempted to make a bad decision. Eat frequently and often. I tell people you should probably eat every 3 hours throughout the day. Allow yourself the freedom to enjoy yourself a little bit. Eating shouldn't be torture. You shouldn't be just eating boiled chicken breast and broccoli day after day after day. You know what's going to happen? You're going to fall off the wagon. And when you fall off the wagon, you're going to fall face down into a plate of Doritos and a bucket of soda. So allow yourself the freedom to enjoy. I follow what's called the 90-10 rule. 90% of the time, my diet's perfect and healthy. And then 10% of the time, I allow myself to step out. I allow myself to cheat. I allow myself to have a little fun. And then the final rule, and this is ignored, like it's just ignored by so many people. You know your body more than anybody else, more than some nerd wearing his glasses and his pocket protector. More than these dietitians, more than these people. Listen, my pet peeve is when someone that's got a 30-pound gut is trying to tell you how to eat. Listen, individualize and listen to your body. If you eat something that doesn't make you feel good, don't eat it again. If you feel great eating a certain way, keep doing that. You know what makes you feel good, what gives you energy, what gives you life, what feels good to you, and what feels bad. So give yourself some freedom. Listen, if you can do those for 90 days, you will feel better, you will look better, you'll have more energy. I mean, they seem simple, but they're life-changing. And this fitness stuff, it is not complicated. Everyone's trying to make money off you. They try to overcomplicate this stuff. It doesn't need to be complicated. Simple is better. Doesn't mean easy, but it's better. Now, I know you'll hear all this stuff about intermittent fasting or the warrior diet, or there's all kinds of other stuff out there. But I don't think those work for most people. Just eat high quality stuff. So what are you looking at? Steak, fresh fish, chicken, maybe some pork. And the better meat you can get, the better. Right? Like no hormones, no antibiotics, grass-fed, grass-finished, like whatever. But just eat really good sources of meat. Now for vegetables. If you can pluck it off a tree, like I said, and eat it, you're good. So like an avocado, a banana, an apple. This whole thing about how fruit makes people fat, it's BS. Fruit doesn't make people fat. No one ever got fat eating a diet of fresh fruit. I would limit the amount of potatoes you eat. In fact, I would put that in the 10%, the processed category, because you're not going to take a potato straight out of your garden and just eat it like an apple. You're going to cook it. It needs some preparation. So the less preparation, the better. Just make sure that 90% is non-processed food. For the 10% where you can have a little fun, I still want you to have some standards. Start looking at your labels, start looking at your ingredients. Eat real food. And this is something that's true even when I cheat. So let's say I go to eat some ice cream. I don't eat ice cream with a million ingredients. Ice cream should have a couple of ingredients: vanilla, eggs, cream, and cane sugar. That's it. Pizza, same thing. When I go for pizza, I don't go to Little Caesars. I don't go to Pizza Hut. I don't go to Domino's. I eat real pizza. There's actually a place where I live that they use 00 milled flour, for their dough. They use organic ingredients. They use real cheese. They make their own sausage. They make their own pepperoni. Like, that's a pizza that you can eat. So just eat high quality stuff. 90%, to recap, has to be clean, no processing whatsoever, the cleanest of the clean. 10% of the time, you can have a little fun, but just make sure you have some damn standards. You follow those three things together, you will be absolutely shocked where you are in 6 months. It's literally that simple. Looking better, having better skin, like all these things are measures of performance. And I'd love to tell you, being the fitness guy, that working out is the most important thing, but it's not. The food you put in your body is of the utmost importance, and it's something I've always believed. When I think about diet, it goes far deeper than some internet meme, if you will, or some hook like the 90-10 rule. The reality is, and I said it to start this video, food is fuel. And it's going to fuel you in every aspect of your life. Like, a lot of people think, because I've trained Olympians, because I train professional athletes, because I've trained these tier 1 assets in the United States military, that I'm only talking about performance in sport or performance in I'm going to say like a task, right? But a lot of the people I train are also normal people. So when I talk about performance, I'm talking about performance in the everyday world. I'm talking about you being a better father, you being a better mother, you being a better partner, you being a better son, a better daughter, having more energy to do the things that you love, your hobbies, on a day-to-day basis. Is you need to eat to support your goal. This really isn't that complicated. If you're trying to gain weight, you need to eat more food. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to create a calorie deficit and you need to cut some food. Eat real food. If it wasn't food 100 years ago, it's not a food today. If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your mouth. If it was made by a guy in a white lab coat, you shouldn't be eating it. I want you to eat a good balance of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. But I don't want you to get too in the weeds with this. When you live a life of weighing and measuring, it's not enjoyable and you're setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. So the big one that I want you to pay attention to, the big macronutrient, is protein. You need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day. You're a 245 pound guy, you need 245 grams of protein. You're a 120 pound woman, you need 120 grams of protein. If you follow that protein recommendation, it doesn't matter so much the ratio of the other macronutrients. So you can indulge, you can enjoy, you can have some fun, but you can fuel yourself intelligently. You can use food as fuel, and you can live your best life, both socially. Food is meant to be enjoyed. So you can enjoy your life in that regard, and then you can go enjoy your sport or your task or whatever you're trying to do by just performing at a world-class level.